Hush, little baby, don't you fear. We're never alone when Allah's so near. Hush, little baby, breathing so calm. He'll protect us all and keep us from harm. Hush, little baby, still and serene. You are a Muslim, Islam's your deen. Hush, little baby, pure and small.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Peace be unto all of you. Today we are going to continue our discussion that was left from the previous episode, and it is under a good balance between collective work or group work and independent work. We gave some examples, but now we are going to move to a higher level. Can we think of an activity that would involve all your students in the same activity, doing something? Okay. Can you think of any project that you can do in your classroom, not necessarily related to a specific subject? Rather, it should, involve all the students in the act. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. I think one time I remember that I was in a mosque in Virginia, and it was the last day in Ramadan. And the person who was in charge of the mosque said that I want 25 people or so, because we want to take all the chairs and tables from here to raise them to the third floor, right? I said, okay. And people started volunteering themselves. And then he said, okay, I want each one of you would carry a chair and would go up and put it in that place. So here I find myself obliged to enter and suggested that I have a suggestion. Would you allow me to lead this project? He said, go ahead. I said, it's okay, right? And yes, and instead of asking each body to take chair and to go the third level, we stood and 2 meters between each one of us. So each one of us would take chair and give it to the person. And this was a very easy job. We didn't need to go up. We were fasting. And in addition to this, I said that, okay, but I want you to take this. And when you take it, you make any type of dhikr. When you take the chair, say Bismillah. When you give it to another person, say Alhamdulillah or Allahu Akbar. So we can put the dhikr while we are doing that. So the person made a nice comment, and I made a nicer comment, right? He said that, but in this way you are going to take a lot of rewards, because I initiated the idea. I said that, are you paying anything from your pocket? I'm taking rewards from Almighty Allah. Anyway, so this is a very simple task that you can think of. What project can you think? The more academic, the better. If not, tell me something that's not even academic. But I want you this time to work collectively. Think together collectively to come up with a project, not individually. The same thing applies to you. You two, look into this. So 4 here, okay. Yeah. Okay, you are a watcher, good. Yes. Yes, please work together. You can join any one of them. Huh? Stand up and go to them, talk to them. Stand up, it's not necessarily. Yes, it's an activity. You can stand up, yes. If you can do it while you're sitting, it's good. You can go backward, not necessarily 5. There are some missing here, so good. Have you already grouped yourself? Think of a project that involves all the students in your class. We're talking about minimum of 15 or 20 students. You can move close to them. Even you can stand up. There's no problem in that. Yeah. Couple more minutes. I expect 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 different projects. While you're doing the activity, do you think this is an interactive class now? What's happening now? You see? Interactivity. People are talking to each other. Everybody is engaged. Everybody is engaged. Yes. Versus if the teacher is speaking and everybody is listening. Are we done? Yesterday we said that the sisters were doing much better. The brothers felt insulted. So I hope this is not the case today. Okay, that's enough. Let's go back. Yes. Okay. Go back, and each team would present one person to present their idea. Huh. Where should we begin? Listen, okay? Good, go ahead.
The activity would be the entire school coming up and with a school magazine.
Magazine, okay, working in a magazine. How do you expect students, your students in the class, to work? Okay.
Dividing the students and giving them work, like one student being the editor of the magazine.
Editors, okay.
Yeah, editing committee, you can
Okay.
say. Then one group collecting the articles from the student that would be published in the magazine.
Okay.
Then one department handling the graphics, or you can say the ICT department, technology department.
Okay.
Then one student, publicity department.
Would make publicity, okay.
Yeah, making publicity about the magazine.
Okay, publicity, can it be done by one person? How it can be done? Think of it, think of it. Yes, I'm just raising questions. I'm not saying wrong or right. But I think the publicity team would be more than one. I think, this is my opinion. Okay, you can add, you can help each other. Please do. Yes.
The publicity would be handled by a committee.
A
It
committee,
is not single.
yes.
It's a committee which
Good, because I heard one
publicity.
individual, that's why I, okay. What else? Okay, what do you think the time frame would be?
A month.
A month.
Yes.
A month, okay. Do you think it's a little bit too long?
Or
How big the magazine would be? How large do you expect it to be? 200 pages, 5 pages? What do you expect? What is the range you're talking? Huh?
200 pages.
200 pages, wow. This would be a wonderful work. Yes. Good, it's a good project, yes. But this is on a school level. I want on a class level. Okay, can we move to another one? Yes. Can we move? Who's ready? Good.
We will be arranging an exhibition. The students will be arranging an exhibition on Islam.
Okay,
Which will
the students of one class would be doing this, right?
Yes, and which will include panels as well as some models on
Okay.
Islam.
Okay. Tell me what the grade level. What
10th,
grade?
most probably.
Grade 10?
And first of all, most probably they need to make a committee and they will appoint a leader.
Okay.
One leader.
Okay.
Because this is very important. As Islam also teaches, they'll appoint a leader.
There's a point here. There's a difference between we appoint a leader and because we want to develop the skills of people, okay, to see who is interested in doing this. So I would say that who wants to lead this project, and I would leave it to the opinion of the students, okay? And when someone suggests and tell 2 people, and would say like, whom would you select from them? So let it first begin from the students, and then after that, you ask the opinion of the students, whom do you want to lead the people? He or B? A or B? You see what I'm saying? Okay, good.
Yes, and then we can delegate the responsibilities. For example, we can have one committee which will be working on the location.
Okay.
How big the area should be and where should the location be. Second will be a committee which will be designing the panels and models.
Okay.
Most probably doing the graphic work.
Okay.
Most probably doing the creative work.
Okay.
Then we can have one committee which will be doing the publicity, making the pamphlets,
Good.
distributing it maybe on streets. They can do some field work as well.
Seems everybody in the room is media oriented. It's quite obvious, yeah. In the magazine and okay. Any comment on this? We want you to comment. 3-way interaction. I don't want every time to force you to comment. I want it to come natural from you. Don't take everything and accept it yet like that. Okay, and before you do the comment, we will take a break. We'll give you a break to enjoy it and then to think of a comment. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hush, little baby, breathing so calm.
Iman is the secret of Allah in His creation, that which He places into the hearts of those that He loves. Once it glows, nothing is stronger that can drive a person, and nothing is sweeter that a person can experience. It's a glimpse of paradise that you see with the eyes of your heart. Unlock your Iman with my new series, Imanology, The Fundamentals of Faith.
Enrich your Iman by following the factors that would open the door of eternal blessings for all believers in Imanology, the study of Iman, tonight at 8 p.m. Saudi Arabia and 9 p.m. UAE on Peace TV.
Pearls of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It is narrated on the authority of Abu Zubair that he heard Jabir bin Abdullah, may Allah be pleased with him, saying, I heard the Messenger of Allah, may peace and blessings be upon him, observing this: between man and polytheism and unbelief is the abandonment of Salah. Sahih Muslim, Volume 1, Book of Faith, Hadith number 147.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله.
Yusuf Estes,
It's your duty to give the message to your people.
the missile to connect with God.
Islam is the only true religion.
Hussein Yee,
There is none worthy to worship except Allah alone.
the missile to correct your actions.
Teaching of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, it is the guidance from Allah.
Abdul Rahim Green,
Islam is something we have to practice and we have to implement in our lives.
the missile for a righteous character.
Every day they worship Allah.
In their obedience to Allah and His Messenger.
He's not like anything, and he is unique.
Watch these visionaries of Islam with a vision to attain world peace in Peace Missile, next on Peace TV.
Hush, little baby, breathing so calm.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's continue the topic that we were covering. We were waiting for some comments on the project of, what is the project? What's the name of the project? You can say
Islamic exhibition.
Islamic exhibition in one classroom. Okay, do you have any comment on that?
Yes, we have made some committees how to go ahead with the work, and among the most important committee would be the financial committee. Financing committee, yes. Whether we have to approve from the principal.
Where are you going to get the money from? From the
school.
The school have money? I think all schools suffer from money.
Yes, inshallah.
Your school has a budget. Thank you for that. Jazakallah khair. Okay, I want something, untie this. Another project. Let me just, while you are thinking of your project, let me remind you of something that I have seen in one of the schools. They were doing a wonderful job. Every day in the morning, they clean the playground. The principal, very important, we should have mentioned this yesterday. The principal with the staff in the front line, and the students stand in rows, very well organized rows, in 2 rows. They cover everything. Each one is responsible for a meter. And they would start. So they start marching. And each one of them would take something and put it in the back. Yes, and they go until they finish the playground. It takes less than 3 minutes to do that job. I think it's an amazing job. Becomes very easy, it's clean, and of course they understand that they don't want to do this every day. That's why they keep the playground all the time clean. So this is another message, another lesson that's learned from this. So this is something really amazing. I hope you write this. I hope you document this, and I hope to see this in school. Try to imagine if this is done in every Islamic school. So everybody comes and would see the scene, a beautiful scene that you can see. Okay, collective work. Okay, now we are a little bit far from academics. I want you to focus on academics. If you didn't select a project, select a project that has related to academics. Please go.
So we have a curriculum, international curriculum books.
International?
Curriculum books.
Curriculum?
Yes, it's other than the Islamic studies books which we have in our school. So it had a concept of save the earth. It was
Save?
Yes. So as a teacher, it was my objective to, make awareness among the student. So we together, we planned out, like it was regarding global warming. That was the key issue.
Okay,
And
very
then,
good.
sir, we
Now
did
we
a
are talking global warming, current event.
we did a role play where the students are given different characters,
Okay.
like electricity, water, because wastage of water,
Jameel.
and one is earth, one child is earth, water drop, tree, and all those things, and then they come up and they give their sad affair, the sad state, like what they're suffering, and the human beings are the cause for it.
Okay.
And then as each child is given a task, they make a cutout of a tree, a house, a bird, or some animal, greenery, flowers,
Okay.
sun, and natural things and all, and they come up in the class. We have a entire wall where we decorate it, and we put nice green trees and all, and we put a slogan song, theme song on Save the Earth. That's taken from the
Save
teacher,
the
from the internet. It's put, displayed it, and a beautiful wall is done in the class.
Jameel.
And together the teacher and the students, they go and plant trees. And the children, they make a resolution that they'll plant small, small trees if they have a garden, otherwise, on their window pane. So that's to save the earth, make the earth green.
That's good. I remember now two things happened. In one school, it was a high school, and they needed to make it look beautiful. So each class would use the students and the teacher to repaint the whole room, to give it, and there was a prize for the best colors and the best things, and they were given a specific budget to all the classrooms, and they would see the result of it. It's another thing that you can think of, that the students, particularly the high school students or the middle school students, can do this with the help of 2 or 3 teachers in each classroom. Another one which is a little bit academic, and I want you to think of this. Remember yesterday I mentioned something about categorizing stories according to the level of students, and I will mention this again when I talk about differentiation. Yeah, one task that you can take the students to the library and ask them to put stories in order. You tell them that we have 4 categories, 4 levels. Level A, level B, level C, and level D, and D is the highest. And you have these books, right? You need to organize them, let's say 200 books. And you give each group 50 books, and you ask them to arrange few in A, B, C, D. You can give them some criteria for the one in A and the one in D, and leave them to the B and C to think of them, right? So it's a little bit challenging for them to put this here or no. So they know A and they know D, right? They don't know B and they don't know C. They have to figure it out in relation when they compare the A and the D. And give them time, fair amount of time, and let them work as groups, whether that in 2s or in 3s or 4, and they would come up with, yes, and this is again would be something good. Yes, we can ask the librarian to give us his opinion after the students classify them, if the librarian is really very skillful. See what I'm saying? So this is an academic project, and also it will help students to decide. After that, they come to read D, they know that D is different from C and is different from B. It's a good thing that they can do. Very small task. I think this can be done by maximum middle school students, or yes, primary school students, if they read these stories. Okay, good. Another thing, another project, some people didn't speak.
What we've decided is let the students what we have decided on the project.
I like that, what we have decided. Remember that certain time we said that I. Now we're talking we. What we have decided, it's not him.
Yes.
He didn't do the job himself. So we need to be very picky and to teach the children. Sometimes they say I, and sometimes they say we. It's another skill. Yes. Okay, good.
Yes, for grade 10 students, approximately.
Okay.
We'll make
you are
them
biased to grade 10 here. Okay, and here they are biased to grade 7. Okay.
Okay, so we'll make them study the sciences of hadith, not the higher, just a basic bifurcation of the sciences of hadith, how the hadiths are different type of hadith, like Sahih, Zaif, Mamdouh, etc. And then divide the students into the different type of hadith based upon the number of students, the strength of the students in the class. For example, we have, 4 types of hadith, and we have around 20 students. So you have 5 students in every group for that particular hadith. And then we'll let them study that particular type specifically and let them enact let them enact that hadith on stage. Like, I am a Dhaif hadith because I came to you through this narrator who is weak. Or there are hadiths, for example, there is a Sahih hadith which is like this, something like that, which is higher than me. And the way in which they come on the stage would be decided.
So you're saying that I am weak, so I failed to answer it, go to a higher level.
Yes.
Right, very good.
Approximately,
Very
something
good.
like that.
Very good idea.
And then the way in which they would come would be like the fabricated hadith first.
Okay.
There is something which is higher than me, like you have the Dhaif hadith.
Good.
Then you have the Sahih hadith. So in that way, we can make the students understand the different sciences, how they are differentiated, and they can understand the importance of the Sahih hadith also.
Has he taught you these ideas or no? Did he give you these ideas?
As I said, we.
He was one of your group.
Yes, we.
I kind of read this in his eyes that he is the one who gave you the idea. I think it's a wonderful idea. I see that it's a modification of the way that I said that Hanafiya and Shafi'iyya and Hanabila. In a way, it's similar, but it is modified and it became better even. You see, this is what we want. We want to get an idea, improve it, modify it, and make it much better than the original idea. All of us can do this, by the way. All of us can do this. It's not this group, but I like this very much, yes. It has many elements in it. Jazakumullahu khairan. Okay, can we challenge those guys by another beautiful thing we didn't hear from here? Okay, anything, any comment from here? Okay, now, we failed. We have very limited. Do you want to comment?
To put it simply, the group work would be in the particular type of hadith which they have to research.
Okay.
I would not be telling them what the criteria, why the hadith is dhaif. So they have to study the criteria.
Okay.
And there the group
by
work
themselves.
comes.
They
By
have
themselves.
to study what are the criteria of a fabricated hadith.
Yes.
Or what are the criteria of hadith da'if. What are the criteria of hadith hasan.
Yes.
What are the criteria of hadith authentic. Okay.
Yes.
So now we have 4 categories. Is this clear?
And also because there's an enactment.
Okay.
So who will enact what part, who will say.
Okay.
So in that involves group work.
So this group would say the teacher would, for example, raise a hadith, right? And those ones who represent the fabricated, they say that according to us, this hadith does not fall into our category. Go and search for the other category. Go and search for the weak hadith.
Yes, we can improve in that way.
Yes. And he would come and ask them, for example, the teacher would ask them, okay, does this hadith fall in your category? They say, no, it doesn't fall in our category. Look for the hadith hasan, right? Is that what you're saying?
Somewhat.
Did you understand the idea? The end product is that every one of the students know exactly the criteria of the hadith. So they would understand really, and they lived it already. Okay? Good. Now we're trying to do, let's think together. If we review the things that we've studied until now, the 4 qualities. The first quality was what? The interactivity, right? And the last one was what? The group work versus individual work, okay. And the second quality was what? Distributive focus, right? Focus on many things at the same time. And the third one, which was?
Variety of teaching methods.
Okay, they use different methods. Do you think these 4 things, are there something in common between them? Are they related and interrelated to each other, or are they separate things? We mentioned 4 qualities now. Is there anything that's common between all of them?
Of course, yes.
Do they relate to each other?
Yes.
Tell me how.
The first thing which we learned was about the distributive focus.
When we talked about interactivity, and the last one we talked about group work, there's an obvious relationship here. Can we say that this is related to different learning styles of the students, which forces us to use different methodologies? Absolutely. Right. We use different techniques and we get different ideas from you because students learn differently. Right. And are these related to distributive focus in a way?
Yes.
How?
One thing is that they are learning knowledge.
They're learning knowledge?
They are learning knowledge, and they have understood the concept behind why the sciences of hadith.
Behind the thing.
And they are applying its skills, practice.
And they are acquiring skills. I want to tell you that all the things that we talk about, yes, they are interrelated. So there's no wonder if you find us repeating some of the statements or some of the ideas, because they are interrelated. But all of them, the more they are interrelated and the more you understand the relationship between them, the more you will understand the nature of education and how learning is happening. One thing that we usually say that, okay, teachers' knowledge are good. And we say that, but they do not understand how students learn. I want you to think of this. It's not just the knowledge that you have. You have to understand how children learn, how adults learn, how they learn. They have different learning styles. This is very important to understand. After a few months, you will find yourself speaking a language that's totally different from the language of other teachers who did not get this training. Believe me, when you communicate with each other, you will find you're communicating, you're using things that they are not using it, and you will see the difference between you. Jazakumullahu khairan. This is the end of this episode. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Hush, little baby, pure and small, He created you, He created us all. Hush, little baby, don't you fear, we're never alone when Allah's so near. Hush, little baby, breathing so calm, He'll protect us all and keep us from harm. Hush, little baby, still and serene, you are a Muslim, Islam's your deen. Hush, little baby, pure and small, He created you.
Dialogue. Discussion. Debate. Rebuttal. Conclusion.
Eliminate misconceptions about religion. Get enlightened.
Witness Dr. Zakir Naik in a battle of words in Crossfire every Friday at 8:30 p.m. Saudi Arabia and 9:30 p.m. UAE on Peace TV.
Every claim requires evidence to prove its legitimacy.
From the heavens to the earth.
Is Islam revealed by the Almighty?
From the Almighty to us.
Is the Quran a divine book?
From the beginning to the end.
Get the answers and dispel your doubts. With me, Abdurrahim Green.
Verify the validity of Islam in The Proof That Islam is the Truth. Today at 6 p.m. Saudi Arabia and 7 p.m. UAE on Peace TV. Marriage or divorce?
What's Islamic ruling?
Husband wants to give divorce.
Solution or problem?
Joint family system.
Heaven or hell?
Big fat Indians have become the norm.
You choose. Beauty, wealth, family status, virtue. Decide what you want. Decide your choice. Be sad or be happy. It's your choice. Join Dr. Zakir Naik in Better Half or Bitter Half today at 7 p.m. Saudi Arabia and 8 p.m. UAE on Peace TV.